A journey very few could have imagined even days ago. Now thousands of Palestinians start on the road home to Gaza City. There may be very little when they get there, but this is the beginning of what they hope will be an end to the destruction and devastation of the last 2 years. Just hours before the ceasefire began, clouds of smoke filled the air early this morning. Israel kept bombing before it came into effect, but the smoke must now clear, the clock ticking on each step of this first phase. And step one, the Israeli military, having been given 24 hours to withdraw to the lines agreed, says it has done so. Aid must now be allowed into Gaza, and Israeli hostages freed by Hamas by lunchtime on Monday. Then Palestinian prisoners and detainees released as well. Both Israelis and Palestinians alike rejoiced when the deal was announced. But in Gaza much earlier today, some of the 2 million people displaced have to now see it to believe it.
We hope that this suffering will end and that all the people of the earth will live in safety and peace. Everyone who has lived around us, near us and far from us, and that no people will go through what we have gone through.
Israel, even at the current line, will still control more than 50% of Gaza. And the Israeli Prime Minister, having been under intense pressure at home and abroad, insisting that the war was not aimless.
Today we are marking one of our great achievements, the return of all our hostages, both living and dead. This is a central goal, a goal which we have adhered to all along the way, throughout the 2 years that have passed since the beginning of the war. I promised the families of the hostages, and I also promised you, citizens of Israel, that we will return everybody, without exception. We promised it, and we are fulfilling it.
US officials are moving troops based in the Middle East into Israel. They say it's to coordinate the next steps. Donald Trump is due to visit the region in the coming days. The Nobel Peace Prize winner was announced today, and it wasn't him as he'd perhaps hoped. Not this year anyway. Questions about whether he'll continue to have focus in the later phases, but he insists his focus is the first phase for now.
The first thing we're doing is getting our hostages back. Okay, and that's what people wanted more than anything else. They wanted these hostages back that have lived in hell like nobody has ever even dreamt possible. And after that, we'll see. But they've agreed to things, and I think it's going to move along pretty well. There will be pullbacks. There will be a lot of things that are happening. You know, I gave you a whole list of 22 different things that will take place. And I think it'll take place, and I think you're going to end up with peace in the Middle East.
Is that realistic? Well, there's momentum, but it's a fragile process. The UK Foreign Secretary in Paris to discuss what Gaza's post-war future should look like with other European and Arab countries.
It's immensely important that that first phase is now implemented, and now the negotiations with the US, with Egypt, Qatar, Turkey and others will be focusing on phase 2 with all of our support as they go forward.
This morning in Hostages Square, worshippers held prayers. There are so many unanswered questions about the path ahead. If and how Hamas will disarm, how to rebuild Gaza, and how to rebuild trust.